So hi. So one of the very important topics in Power BI that many times I saw that it's neglected is the Dax Query View functionality. After the last, I don't know, it's the most latest review or some review before, we had this option to go Dax Query View and work on the Dax queries, on the measures, right from the centralized point of view. Why it's important, I'm going to show you on the practical example, of course, but here are some pattern that I'm going to say you why it can be used. First of all, to write a measure. So on the Dax view, Dax query view, you can write a new measure and apply whichever column that you want to apply, right? The second one is to modify existing measure. So you can do modify and right now to test it. Do you remember we were as a Dax developer, like as a Power BI developer, we used to create the tables, the measures, and we used to apply those in order to test them on the different visuals on the dashboard itself. But now in the Dax view, Dax query view, you can do it all in one centralized place. So no need to create a new visual for that, right? And the third one is that you can actually evaluate, as I told before. So you can evaluate, you can see the result on the tabular view right under your query itself. So that's cool.
Welcome to the practical part of the Dax Query View, and in this part we are going to show you how to modify the already written measures and how to create the new measures and how to write the quick automatic measures. So if you enjoyed this video, in the end of this video, please don't forget to subscribe and put a like to the video. I hope you are going to get useful information from this video, and it's gonna improve your way of working with the Power BI. So let's go. Now I've already created a new measure. You already know how to create a new measure. If you don't, I have a video about that, so you can see there too. So it's a custom measures. I'm not going into the data set, so I'm not aware of how the data set is structured, but I'm just doing some basic calculations here, like financials, units sold. I'm multiplying to the manufacturer price, and I'm expecting to get the costs for the units sold. And this I'm gonna call it costs, right? So I'm gonna place it here in my visual. That's where it's gonna go. What I'm going to do in order to change this measure. So if you don't see this tab here right now, that means that your Power BI is not up to date. So what you're gonna do is go to Microsoft Store and download the last version of the Power BI, please. It's important because otherwise you are not gonna be able to see this tab. So you click on this tab. I've already done some experiments here. Usually you end up on this page. So if you click here, you're gonna create the new page and let's say that video 1. So it's gonna be the first experiment that we would love to do. So if you want to just see what you're calculating with your costs, what you're gonna do is click on this and quick queries evaluate. It's going to just show what is the output that you are getting as it is. But what if you would love to, so you see it has created a new query, by the way. What if you would love to change something in this query? So you're gonna click on this queries and define with the reference now, define new measure, define and evaluate, right? So it's going to give you the structure of this query, the measure that you have created already. So this is what I used. I showed you before for my query. And whenever I'm gonna go and change it here, right? It's gonna say that update model. Do you want to update the model? If I say yes, update model, it says that if you update the model, so make sure that if you want to go back, you need to do additional edits. So that means that I need to go back and put back again what I've written. So whenever you are changing something, that make sure that you have a copy of what you're doing in some place. So it's not a Git repository, so you're not gonna be able to roll back. So you need to do Control Z. But if you did like thousands of changes, it's gonna be a bit problematic. So make sure to have a copy. So I do this and I run it again, and you see the result has changed. Now, if I want to go back and I'm gonna Control Z or twice, and I do the update model with change again. So you can do it from here or from here, it doesn't matter. So if I run it again, it's gonna give me the previous number that we had. And sometimes you would love to, for example, I went back to when I clicked to evaluate, right? You would love to have some extra columns and group by the columns, and to see evaluate like how your measure is actually working with the combination of the different fields, right? So what you're gonna do, like you actually can, if you have worked already in SQL, you can actually add here simply the tables, the columns that you want to add. And for example, I'm interested in the country and the date, and I would love to see the costs for the per country and date. So what it does, it creates the groups of the country and date and gives you the costs for that. You see, it's like very easy, very straightforward. It gives you the opportunity already to work with it and to do analysis already here. Like this is the, I call it Dax. I mean, there's already Dax Studio, but I think this should have been a Dax Studio. So, yeah, what I do here, like, let's create a new query here. And I would love to create a brand new query here, the brand new measure here. So I go with the define. I say that I want to create a measure. I want to define the measure. I say where I want to define the measure. So financials. So the name of the measure is going to be costs new, right? And then I'm gonna say that these measures are going to be taken like the calculate again. And I would love to see then the sum of the I don't know, let's see that sales, gross sales divided to sum of the let's do something that makes sense. Maybe the gross sales divided to units sold. So to find the unit price, so very quick. My apologies if it doesn't make sense for you. I'm not thinking as a financial analyst here. I'm just thinking as a Power BI developer. And I want to show you technical part here, but it's also very important. Yes, I agree. It's very important to be mindful of the business that you are doing. But here the objective, the aim is not to go and write about the business. It's just to show how the things are working here. Right. So your measure, your created measure, it already suggests you that add new measure. Do you want to add new measure? Yes, I do want to add the measure. So I update it. I already added the new measure, but I don't know how it how it works here. So that's why I need to evaluate, and I need to summarize columns, right? And what I do, for example, I can do as I did before, right? So I'm gonna say that it wasn't actually cost, like it was the different name. Unit price is gonna equal to so I call this cost new, but it's not cost new, right? Just keep in mind. So I want to see how it works. So I run it. Argument summarize function is summarize columns. Argument 3 in the summarize column. Okay, I don't have the argument 3. So that's it, the unit price. So let's say that unit price, if you want to add also for the date, and again the same what I have showed you, like for the date tag. So that's how it works. And the last one, but not least one, is the gross sales. For example, if I would love to see the quick calculations for the gross sale, you can do some, for example, you can define the measure. So define the new measure for the gross sales, or you can do some interesting things like the show column statistics. And here for a quick analysis, if you want to do, you can see that what's the median mean. So you see that there is a the standard deviation is high, is very huge. So the mean and median is not coincident. So it's the distribution is not normal distribution. So you have the percentiles, 75 and 25 percentiles. So since we have the huge standard deviation, percentiles is gonna be. So that's what you have here, distinct values in the count, like we have 550, but this is not interesting for you. So that's it, what you might get importantly, something useful from this. So make sure you subscribe and support my channel, share with your friends, share it at your workplace, learn something new, bring it to your workplace and show that you have learned something. And that would be my pleasure to answer your questions if you have some questions. So cheers, see you next time.